hitting the ban board once again.
Of course. Don't want to deal with Faker Stalia, so SKT, or Faker rather, doesn't want to deal with Kuzan Stalia. Nobody wants to deal with Talia.
No, everybody hates Talia.
That's right. Gragas banned out by SKT, not wanting to give that as a first pick opportunity. So will they ban the Hecarim as well then, maybe? No, because you could reason that Jinair probably wouldn't first pick the Hecarim, so that would theoretically free it up for SKT. What do you think?
Yeah, could do it. You could ban the Hecarim and try and first pick the Gragas. That's certainly a viable strategy, but the Gragas is banned now, so I don't think you're going to first pick Hecarim. That does seem like it would be quite risky to attempt.
So it's trying to set it up for Blank, maybe get it. Maybe. GP.
I do think now you ban the Hecarim, and you'll be fine. If you're wings, go ahead, play the Graves, play the Elise.
Yeah, very true. But they could ban the Malzahar. They did ban that in game number 1. Will they let it get through? Nidalee also still available. Gonna ban the Gnar. And, you know, to be fair, Duke has been very good on this champion.
He has, but we saw if Jinair is going to take an early Shen or another melee champion that does suffer against the Gnar in the early game, but I'm sure that we just may see the Trundle again. If Trace wants to go full tank, there's no reason why that pick can't come through yet again.
Okay.
And it's weird because Jinair could have taken the Gnar into another Trundle pick. Instead, will be the Malzahar. Now remember, this is a flex pick for Jinair. Trace has played it in the top lane.
So do you just grab, all right, yeah, they're just going to take Trundle Jhin again.
Yeah, why not? You can flex it all the way down. This is why I don't like the Gnar ban first.
Yep.
Gnar would be, without the GP on the table, Gnar is very safe into most matchups. You can first pick the Gnar.
Both Nidalee and Hecarim still available.
But they obviously think that Faker's Malzahar is dangerous. Faker, one of the first players in this league to bring out the Malzahar after the mid-season Mage rework that Riot released.
So, what's going to be? Teemo? Maybe. You never know. It's been sneaking in there lately.
Lucian. Maybe the comeback here. ESC really liking the Lucian still, but they've been one of the few teams to take advantage of that. Lucian and Taric, definitely an ESC Ever style bot lane combination.
Yeah, and maybe going for a little bit more of a pick composition again.
Yeah, early game focus, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or I should say mid-game. Once you get a couple of items out of the Lucian, the Black Cleaver, and the Youngest Ghostblade, combined with Taric getting his ultimate, being able to survive long enough to put down the invulnerability in a very good position.
SKT thinking about their next couple picks.
Alistair banned this game, so we won't get to see that for Wolf.
Tom Kemp's still available. Now the Anivia would be interesting, and the Amumu would be very interesting.
Only MVP. Yeah. Show us that Amumu, but Bang always trolls Cloud Templar every single game. Wow, Nidalee has been left up. And I didn't even mention that, Doa, but this is the first time Nidalee hasn't been banned by SKT in a long time. And apparently, we're going to see Blank play it. Now, when Blank first appeared on the professional scene in Korea, he did play a lot of Nidalee, but it just hit the ban board repeatedly ever since that time. SKTelecom just banning it.
And how's this going to go with the Anivia, too? I mean,
it's poke comp.
Sure, but I mean, do you think SKTelecom is banking on that Malzahar being in the mid lane?
I would assume so, just because you have the wave clear against the Malzahar. And of course, if you Nether Grasp, the Anivia passive will buy you time if you die for the rest of your team to respond. You can also just wall people off, wall the Malzahar off straight up, and since he doesn't have any movement abilities, it's a good way because he is immune to CC with his passive up. So it's another way to stop him from closing the gap, particularly if he doesn't have flash. But it may be a top lane Malzahar.
Yep. Trace has done it before, so wouldn't be surprised to see them lock it in. So will be Lee Sin Lissandra locked in.
So this is probably a flex in response to seeing the Trundle, because now they know that they're going to have a pressure advantage with the Malzahar constantly just pushing that lane. And Duke doesn't have any good ult targets this game. There is basically nobody, so you should flex that to support now if you're SKTelecom.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to get a high-value Trundle ultimate off and play something else in that top side.
Yasuo.
Well, that would be pretty
Do it.
garbage against Malzahar.
Maybe, yeah. Shen is still up. Aurelia. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, we haven't seen an Aurelia in a long time, but we'll be able to dodge around some of the Malzahar abilities instead. May go back to the Trinity Force Echo.
Well, the Echo has been a very popular pick, so wouldn't be too surprising.
Yes, it has been. It also gets out of sticky situations. You know Jin Air is going to dive you. They are all in on the mid game, Doa. They look at this. They've got so many forms of lockdown, but QSS is the ultimate counter to Jin Air's composition. Winged back on his pocket Lee Sin pick, played it a few times this season, but their kill pressure with a early game Lucian combined with the Lissandra and a full damage Lee Sin is ridiculous. And it may be tough for especially Faker and Bang to survive some of these early ganks just because they don't have movement abilities. So it's going to be really up to Blank here. Of course, he is the top warding jungler in the league, but he's got to get vision, and they have to keep eyes on Wing because those all-ins are going to be deadly.
Well, he's got a champion to be mobile with and get in there and put those wards down with a certain element of safety, so he's equipped to do it, but can he do it is the question.
Yeah, and if he can do it, if SKTelecom actually has a chance to scale here, their poke and siege composition is ridiculously strong. Between Nidalee, Jhin, and Anivia, nobody's going to be able to even defend turrets. You throw that Glacial Storm down, you've got the wall, and then the Nidalee and the Jhin poking, zero chance. And that's the real danger because Jin Air, basically they're going to be reliant on a Lee Sin flank and then a kick into their front line at that stage. They don't have the engage they had last time. Their flanking threat is with teleport from the top laner with Trace is really low. Yeah. So it's going to be about whether Jin Air can make the kills happen and snowball in the early game.
That's right. Well, we will see if SKTelecom can get that 2-0 or if Jin Air come back, tie up this series. Time to get in the game and find out. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, SKT versus Jin Air Green Wings. After this match, both of these teams will only have one best of 3 remaining in the regular season, so every game counts. Win.
Jin Air Green Wings win.
Wow, I want sunglasses that I can program to say things. That'd be cool. Now I know what I want you to get me for Christmas, Monty.
All right, I'm on it.
Make sure you write that down.
Okay.
All right.
I'll program to say DOASUX.
No.
So when you open them,
you would do that. But I'm the one who gets to program them. Look at my programmable sunglasses. They're going to say I'm the captain now.
Well, that'd be really a long message for those sunglasses that can only fit 3 letters at a time.
Captain.
No, Cap-tie, and
no.
now.
Tom Hanks would go to sleep by the time it was over. That's the important thing. Well, Pilot and Sweet hanging out, but Bang and Wolf are there. Aha. Damage. So,
you know, I was reading this article the other day, speaking of Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah?
That made a very interesting observation about the movie Big.
What's that?
The thesis of this article was that if you can't make Big anymore, because the way that 30-year-olds behave in the modern day would actually be Tom Hanks' Big would actually be an accurate representation of the way that 30-year-olds behave right now. I was like, I can't even argue with that. I would totally go to FAO Schwartz and play on a giant piano.
Yeah, totally.
So
I think it just shows that the world has become a better place.
Well, we can disagree on that.
For, you know, us.
I'm not.
All
I'm
right,
not sure.
I know who was watching the Republican National Convention.
I just thought it was a funny observation that nobody could take that movie seriously if you remade it because people who are 30-year-olds actually behave like that, and it's become a social norm, especially in the tech industry.
Well, luckily there aren't a whole lot of big pianos to dance on.
Is that much?
Because everybody's using their phone to sound like T-Pain. Which is kind of the giant piano of the modern era, isn't it?
Truly the Beethoven of his time.
Yep. Rename himself Beethoven. Which, if I was going to be a professional wrestler and I wanted to be like a classical music themed professional wrestler, I would be Painhoven.
That'd
Why
be
has
great. Can
nobody
you wear
done
like one of
this?
those Roughly shirts?
Yeah, and like a big powdered wig.
That'd be awesome.
That would be great. That would be great. I'm going to stop doing esports and start writing professional wrestling.
I was hoping that it was going to be a professional wrestler.
I can
but
do that
I'll take that.
Bulk up a bit. You don't need to do too much.
You're like most of the way there already.
Yeah, exactly. Then I will be Painhoven. Almost there. Nice leap, Blank. By nice leap, I meant to make fun of you because you failed it. I'm sorry. What do you expect from Painhoven? That's right. Oh, that's a. Oh, I don't know, Blank. No. And then my signature move could be the major knee.
It wouldn't be the fugue, Noah.
Could be that too. Could be that too. That's right. Oh, yank in time. Nope, just kidding. Have a spear.
Speaking of not fugues.
Well, you can't always get what you want, you know? Unless you're Painhoven and then you just take it.
You compose it, I believe you.
That's right. Whoa. Wow. Ice versus ice.
What a chilling matchup in the mid lane, Doa.
No. Oh, that's right. Don't come back. That's right.
Well, Janair's got to start doing something soon. We're getting to that point where level 6 is available. That means that Winged is going to have a lot of pressure in the solo lanes, but he is not in the solo lanes. Oh, Pilot going all in.
Yeah, they're trying. Yeah, double dazzle doesn't really connect. Wing coming in. Wolf maybe in a little bit of trouble. Pops the exhaust immediately on that Lee Sin. Wing slowed down, and Bang actually able to get a good amount of damage on the end of that.
Well, they got a flash and an exhaust out of SKT. No summoners used on the side of Janair, so pretty successful gank, all things considered.
Yeah, true.
But this Malzahar matchup is not going great for Trace in the bottom lane. Duke has managed to deny a pretty sizable chunk of CS.
Yeah, Duke. Surprised he was able to farm as well as he can. Kuzan getting out with the E. No problem. The crowd was really disappointed that none of that connected. I was just unsurprised. Kuzan's been playing that Lysandra for a long time. Here we go again. All right, maybe third time's the charm. Blank coming in. Nope, just a...
Third time's the wave clear. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Third time's the farm.
Third time's the farm. That is so true.
Yep.
Yeah, Faker, no TP, did need to get that wave cleared out, so he would have a chance to recall and pick up his first item. Needs to start getting that rod and tier moving along in the build.
You know, I might change my classical music themed professional wrestling name from Painhoven. It could also be Beethoven. Over Trace trying to get out of the gap. Meanwhile, action up in the top lane. Bang gets taken out. First blood over the Pilot. And down the bot lane, SKT equalizes. As Duke gets a kill down there.
Wing not too useful, so nice all in when they saw Blank. Made the most of the two summoners that were down inside of SKT. Really, it would be Beethoven. How about Chopin?
That'd be my sidekick. You could be Chopin.
Okay.
I like Beethoven.
Beethoven
I
and
still like
Chopin.
Painhoven better, but Chopin. You can't have Painhoven and Chopin.
All right, so
You can have Beethoven.
and Chopin. All right,
Chopin.
we'll do it.
There you go.
We'll
That's
have
right.
a tag team duo. I like it.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna drop an octave on them.
That's right. Our special tag team move will be Fugue and Harmony. Let's do
There
it.
you go. Yeah, that's right.
It's our finisher. I don't know how we top that now.
I don't know. I don't know where to go.
That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Well, the move in the top lane coming from Jinair, but Bang and Wolf backing away.
The problem is this Lee Sin hasn't had an effect yet, and the kill that Jinair managed to get was just off of a straight up 2v2.
Why?
Gonna face
Dazzle.
check that. Take a pink rock hammer to the face.
That happens sometimes. You know how it is.
But still, I think Wing just did a little too much emphasis on this top side. Got some good wards down, but he needs to take advantage of the hard CC that are actually in his solo lanes. And the pushing not really working from Trace. And you see Duke just building full tank so far.
I was going to say, Duke's been able to handle this lane pretty well so far. Here comes Winged again. Faker working on that ward. Blank is there. Wing tries to make a play, kicks Blank back on the wall. Oh, he dodges the Dazzle, but he can't dodge Death. And Wolf tries to slow people down, but no real follow-up from SKTelecom.
Blank not expecting the pink ward brush Lee Sin to be there. Gets flashed on. Does almost make it out in spite of having no flash, but follow-up a little bit too much from the culling. So Pilot able to help out, get that kill. Winged actually picks up the kill credit.
Use it.
So good job with this Lucian early on. Really just handily winning this 2v2 lane. Trace has been on an island down here, and that island with the Echo not going well for the top lane Malzahar.
A lot of poking up in the top lane, too. I mean, Sweet and Pilot have certainly been winning this lane. As is the gold, pretty much dead even between these teams. Nobody's made a move for the Infernal Drake just yet.
Yeah, this is a good sign for SKT. The longer that this standoff continues, the better off they're going to be in the late game. Faker now is coming up to clear out this wave, not actually going to play aggressively. Wing gets found out, but does manage to pick up the Raptors. Clear out a ward all the same. So Faker here looking good, and actually it's going to be a very early lane reassignment of Jin into mid. So the idea here from SKTelecom is that they don't like the matchup that's going on. Bang has, it appears, requested a transition into the mid lane. So he has a shorter lane to deal with and isn't quite as punished for overextending by the Lucian and most likely the Lee Sin. Oh, no, it's just going to be a temporary wave clear. Although I do think that putting Faker on the top side is not a bad idea.
Oh boy, Wing going for this Infernal Drake. It's got about half health. Blank finds Kuzan, and
Can't walk in there, though.
it's a big Drake for Jinair to pick up, though.
Yeah, really important that they manage to take this away, and they will. No Faker, so it was just a quick recall, and they're back into those standard lanes. I am a bit surprised because Faker would be able just to clear out that top side very quickly against the Lucian.
Yeah.
Lucian also not going for an arm penetration build in this game, so Essence Reaver first. I don't know if I agree with that, though. I think that they just want to all in on the mid game, and having the arm penetration would be huge, especially since there's no armor at all on SKT. And there's not likely to be in the future, or the near future, I should say. Unless Duke does go for the Glacial Shroud, but that has been unusual in Echo builds that we've seen recently. It's been almost exclusively Trinity Force.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, SKTelecom, if we can follow their recent track record, has about maybe, 8 to 10 minutes before they really come alive in this game. Kuzan going in for the ult onto Faker, Wing coming in as well, but Blank is there, so No kills for Jinair just yet, it looks like. Sweet. Comes down to the mid lane as well, but he's not going to be able to participate again.
Yeah, that's the issue, is how are they actually going to be able to kill Faker in the late game once the rod is fully stacked and he's got an Archangel's Staff or in the Seraph's Embrace. His tankiness is pretty substantial, and Jinair is mostly just about a lot of burst damage.
Yeah. Oh, Kuzan has to flash to get over that wall.
Looks like Faker managed to catch him out. Faker's Anivia has been quite good this season. Usually playing into the Vladimir, so this is a different matchup, but does make sense with the shorter range.
Uh-oh, Blank in trouble, gets ulted by Trace, gonna have to flash away. Blink a little bit low, Duke comes in to save his jungler. So, ult for flash, looks like.
Maybe getting a little bit too aggressive there onto the red buff for SKT. They don't actually end up picking it up.
Meanwhile, Banged and Wolf using summoners up in the top lane as well. Bang just used that summoner heal, and Wolf had to use his exhaust. So some action going on up there as Pilot and Sweet continue to put the pressure on.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job with this lane.
Yeah.
And
Duke's
gonna
teleporting,
TP.
coming in from behind. Kuzan is there though. Dazzle loaded up onto Wolf. Here comes Duke with the parallel convergence. Goes in, gets a single. So no, it got spell shielded. No, I don't know what happened there. Got ulted, I guess. Tarek's pretty good. Pilot has to flash away though. Kuzan on the run. Duke comes down. They're trying to get it winged. There, Duke snapped back with his ultimate. And somehow, some way, nobody died.
Yeah, actually canceled out. Looks like the Lee Sin damage from hitting that chrono break and getting back out. But nice aggressive play there from Duke. Did force the TP out of Trace too. Was canceled though.
Still wondering how Pilot did not get caught by that parallel convergence.
Yeah, we'll take another look at it. He may have had a last-second flash there too. So
could have been, or Duke wasn't quite in it. Hard to say. Gonna go after Wolf now. Wolf a little bit trapped on his own. Bang walking away. Here comes Kuzan, and looks like they're just gonna have to sacrifice their support along with this turret. Kuzan with the kill, and they will get the first turret of the game too.
Yeah, Faker going to try and get as much damage as he can on the mid lane turret in the interim. Still needs to go back and actually pick up his Rod of Ages.
It's a pause.
And there it is. A pause. And what is the issue? Looks like it is with Wolf.
It's like, Wolf, yeah, we noticed you died. Next time, he's like, see, my team didn't help me. They came and trapped me under turret. Can you do something about that?
Can you tell them they have to stay in lane when I'm there, or tell me to leave?
You tell them to stop blaming me when we lose? Because that's what happens to every support.
Usually it's the jungler who gets blamed.
Jungler too, yeah. One of the two, right? It's either Vayne tumbling into the 1v5, like you didn't support me.
I feel like supports get blamed less than any other role.
No, that is spoken like a true jungler. yeah, I know what's going on here.
All right.
Monty Crystal,
all
the
right,
jungler,
Twitter.
telling the support player they don't get blamed for things in solo queue.
Which role gets blamed the least in solo queue? Pretty sure it's support.
It's absolutely not support. I would guess it's probably top laner. Top or mid.
I think mid gets blamed a lot for not roaming.
I think it's going to be either top or mid. Yep. But it's definitely, like, support gets blamed a lot, though. Because you have your big, ultimate. You're like, why didn't you tidal wave? Why didn't you do blah, 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 It's like, well, I just had to use it to save my stupid Vayne 5 minutes ago. So, well, 5 seconds ago, so it's not up again. You've reopened some old wounds.
I can tell. Just put some salt straight in those wounds.
That's right. I hit a 3-man flash Tibbers, and everybody else just dies to the Katarina. Well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault you couldn't. Nobody could use their CC on her when she came in. Nobody could capitalize on my fantastic engage. I'm not the problem here. They are.
The true solo queue mentality.
There you go. I got it.
Representing every player of the planet with that line. I'm not the problem, they are.
Yep. It's a classic. It's a video game multiplayer classic.
And it always will be.
Oh, yes.
All right, back in game.
Yeah. I feel like we understand the gaming universe a bit better now, though. We've all bonded over our shared experiences. And now we're ready to watch some League of Legends together again.
Where we don't have to blame anybody. Or we could just blame one of the people who's not on our team that didn't cause us to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
It's even better blaming.
I blame Benki for Jinair's loss. I stem. Well, where were we?
We were at that delightful point, Doa, where we look at the map, we see Jinair has an Infernal Drake, and we're like, hey, this is looking pretty good for Jinair. They have a strong mid game, but they have to capitalize on it. Let's see some more aggressive play. Let's see some more dives.
Mountain Drake on the way, too.
Wing gonna go for a Hex Drinker, so let's see some uses of that Hex Drinker. Gotta punish SKT before this Anivia gets enormous. They have about 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is where you really got to question Jinair, is that you think about this team and you think, are they capable of doing what needs to be done in the next 10 minutes to win this game? And the answer is probably not.
Well, they nearly did it in the last game, so they had a strong mid-game. That Baron play was unfortunate for them, where they got stopped out in a 2v5 in something that was actually pretty amazing to watch from SKTelecom's side.
True.
So they could replicate that performance and not manage to lose the Baron in this game. Could be good. But they also don't have a tank for the Baron, so basically what I'm saying is they have to not think about the Baron right now. At least they have the Malzahar and some Voidlings to tank it, but that's about it. So any kills that they get have to be translated mostly into turrets and a giant gold lead. Giant gold lead is what wins Jinair this game, not the Baron.
Yeah. And the 1,000 they have right now is not a giant gold lead.
Nope, they got time though. They got time to work with before SKT starts to group up in earnest. But the grouping from SKT in the late game is not something that Jinair is going to be able to deal with, barring some spectacular plays from Winged.
All right, SKT just delaying now. The Mountain Drake up in a few seconds here. Both of these teams could really use it. Jinair pushing down this spot lane. Faker coming down. Duke can TP in if he wants to. No, actually he can't. He doesn't quite have teleport yet. This could be a little bit rough for SKTelecom. They need to delay until Duke's TP comes up, and Jinair's not giving him time.
Want to just go ahead and take that Mountain Drake fast. This is another big advantage.
Yep, here we go.
For Jinair if they can get it.
All right, right on the blank goes Trace, trying to make a play. Blank running off. Duke not even TPing down. They're just going to give that Drake over, and so that's an Infernal and a Mountain Drake. Going over to Jinair now.
Jinair with the Mountain Drake, though, not really that big of a threat. It's not like they have a huge siege composition. And again, even with the Mountain Drake, their Baron threat is very low because they can't tank it, so it is extremely risky for them to go after that objective anytime within the next, 20 minutes, barring some sort of absolutely huge wipe or a huge gold lead.
It still is big that SKT didn't get it, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. The Infernal Drake more consequential for Jinair that they managed to take first, but SKTelecom still just playing the patient game. And you know what? They trade that Mountain Drake, which doesn't mean a whole lot to Jinair's comp, and they get a top lane turret for it, so they're maintaining the gold advantage, and that is what is truly meaningful for Jinair. A gold lead, and they don't have it.
I suppose. Jinair setting up a death brush, trying to catch Bang.
Bang not going to fall for the baits, however.
Nope.
Wing is going to end up wasting some time. He's going to recall in front of his turret, but now that they see that recall coming on through, they know that they can push into the bottom lane and take the tier 1. We'll go up a turret by the time this is all over. Wing actually showing himself on the bottom side, just helping out with a bit of damage.
All right. I mean, there's not a big punish coming from SKTelecom.
They're not really a way to punish right now.
Yeah.
Tinker was in the top side of the river taking the scuttle crab while the action unfolded. So they are happy just to turtle up and wait.
I guess so.
That's the right call. It's definitely the right call. SKT undoubtedly has the edges in the late game.
We know what Bang can do on this Jhin.
Yeah. We know what Faker can do on this Anivia. We nearly saw him get a pentakill on this champion earlier in the season.
Pushing up the bot lane a little bit now. SKT is down one turret. For the moment, anyway. Oh, blue buff resets.
Ooh.
That's annoying.
That's rough. Kuzan nearly had it, but it ran out of patience, so the leash worth nothing in the end, and here's the dive.
SKT trying for it. Sweet coming around from the top, though. Meanwhile, turret gets taken by SKTelecom. SKT still focusing on trying to kill Sweet. Faker comes in from the top. Ghosted down there. And SKTelecom not really finding anything yet, although they do have Trace separated from the rest of the herd. And he is in trouble. There's the curtain call. No way surviving that. Another kill for Bang, and now SKT turning this one around.
And that's why SKT's composition is going to be so strong in the late game. Trace tries for a teleport flank with the Malzahar. SKTelecom realizes what's going on, disengages, and just corrals him in the back away from the rest of his team. Kuzan can't close the flank fast enough, so the siege from SKTelecom will be effectively irresistible unless Winged is the one who can kick somebody from SKT into the Nether Grasp or the Frozen Tomb, and that is a lot to ask of this Lee Sin.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt, Winged is a great Lee Sin player, but it's you need a lot of things to come together pretty perfectly.
Yeah, you need to make sure that they haven't warded on their flanks, because if they see the Lee Sin coming in, he is easy to kite and not allow to even set up that flank to get the kick in the first place.
Coming back onto the blue buff now. Ping's going down immediately for SKTelecom. Let's see if they can maybe punish this, but it doesn't look like they have any plans to. Bang, Wolf back in the mid lane.
For that last turret, Pilot's there with the culling to clear it out. Has gone for the rapid fire cannon second, trying to increase the distance between himself and the poking members of SKTelecom, which
Probably
seems
a good idea.
like a good idea.
It's a good plan. SKT, though, finally starting to put some pressure into the enemy jungle, getting some pretty decent wards down.
Now the wait for the next Mountain Drake. SKT looks primed to take this one. They're still playing on the defense underneath the turret. Pilot does have to pop over that wall. But geez, the power of this siege is so huge. Wall, Glacial Storm, Trundle Pillar, plus Poke from Jid and Italy is
zoning from things like the parallel.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous siege comp from SKTelecom. It will be very hard for Jin to stop it, not only because they can't flank it with a TB home guard, but they also have, for the most part, low-range wave clear on the Malzahar.
Oh, Blank has to flash to try to get out of that one. Pilot going in with the E. Kuzan did flash as well, but didn't find the ult I think he was looking for.
Kuzan couldn't actually close that gap fast enough to get the Frozen Tomb down. So yeah, this is a problem because the Lissandra, of course, has to walk up to use the Q. You're just going to get poked to death and stunned.
Oh, sweet. Yep. Well, has the mental fortitude to not use that Cosmic Radiance, not use the Taric ultimate to save himself. Because they're going to need it for a dragon fight if they decide to take it. SKTelecom already doing that Mountain Drake.
Yeah, no, it's over. Sweet was already poked out, had the recall, can't get back into the fight now. Now they already have a Mountain Drake, so giving up one perfectly fine, but the Mountain Drake is much more useful to SKT.
Yeah.
They've got this huge siege composition. It will allow them to take the turrets faster, and they have an Anivia, which of course does Baron at a frightening rate. And with the Mountain Drake, it will help out just a little bit more. So SKTelecom gets something quite valuable to their style of team composition here.
Yeah. And now, we still see the lead for SKTelecom growing little by little. It's not a lot right now, but it's enough that Jin should be pretty worried. again, based on what they're trying to do with their counter.
Yeah, exactly. Janair, I think, has now missed that timing window. Faker is on the cusp of picking up a Seraph's Embrace. Now he's moving into just more damage with the Haunted guys, and then once he gets the poke from the Leandries and just that burn, it's tough for Janair to come out of that, but they may be able to take the mid lane turret.
Looks like they can. Just going to bully their way in there. Oh, wow, Kuzan thinking about going in. Wolf gets dazzled. That might be a reason to pick him. Sweet. Pops the ultimate. They will get the kill onto Wolf as well. But here comes Duke from behind. Parallel convergence doesn't catch anybody, but they do get Sweet very low. Faker chasing with that Ghost. Gets a kill. Duke still going. There's a curtain call. Can they pick anyone else up as Duke dives deep?
Faker's still going.
No kidding. He's taking the turret aggro now. Winged lives through that. And doesn't look like they can take the mid lane turret right now either.
Wow, great pursuit from SKT, using the teleport from Duke to get instantly in the back line and actually trade support for support. They also got some more summoner spells out on the backside of that push, and now SKTelecom, they have the priority. They're going to be able to push out this mid lane turret.
See the Mountain Drake helping out a little bit there, and that will help them even the turret count.
Great. This is a great place for SKT to be in with this composition. Now is the time where they should be the ones taking hold of this game. And Janair, they have to make huge plays to take down SKTelecom at this stage.
Well, SKT, I feel, has definitely played this one out a bit cleaner than game number 1.
Yeah. Nice patience, for sure. Nice patience from SKT. And Janair just, I feel like they didn't play around their advantages early, particularly the hard CC from Lysandra and from the Malzahar combined with the Warrior Enchant Lee Sin. Just couldn't get it done in the solo lanes. So Faker and Duke got a bit of a freebie, and now you have to deal with a fully stacked Anivia.
Yep. It's a problem. It's a problem for Janair. They need some pretty big miracle fights if they want to come back in this one. Oh man, Sweet taking so much damage. There's a curtain call. Doesn't look like it'll be able to claim anything. No.
Just cancels it.
Yep.
Not going for the all-in, knowing it wasn't going to be enough to take him down. But that combination is so brutal. Plus you, just like a Talia wall with the Jhin, you can use that Anivia wall to make it pretty easy to hit some of those curtain call shots. Trundle Pillar too, because you can funnel people into a side of the lane, and curtain call pretty much guaranteed to hit in that scenario. Well, Seraph's Embrace is now done.
That's good for Faker. Meanwhile, Cloud Drake is going to be the next Drake. Kuzan looking like he may want to TP in. Kind of waiting back in Fountain, unless he's waiting to purchase something. Yeah, just picked up a Blasting Wand. Okay, so he's just waiting for that.
Yeah, not going to be trying to make that TP play just yet. They just don't even have wards in the river, or even deep in the enemy jungle either, to try and set up some sort of pick. Well, they haven't even been really using their double TP advantage, I think, to the fullest, though, are they? Yeah. Can put more pressure on the map with Malzahar and the Lysandra in the side lanes, but it's just not happening right now. Duke able to shove it all the way up to the tier 2, and now SKTelecom, right before this Drake spawn, is going to get every opportunity to get the deep wards in, take away a red buff with Blank while they're at it.
Janair's certainly starting to look a little bit lost.
Well, they can't do anything. That's the problem. Is there was a pretty distinct timing window on this composition. They didn't get the necessary lead. SKTelecom will be the kings of the objectives unless Winged makes some sort of insane kick into another grasp.
Right. Well, Blank just pushing up the wave in top lane. Trying to find a way to get a little bit of farm himself. 30 seconds until that Drake, but again, it's Cloud Drake, which is nice, but not super crucial. Either team. It's really about this Baron. And as Duke goes in, onto Trace, pings onto the Baron coming down for SKTelecom.
Yeah, they have the pressure, they have the vision, so now's the time to start seriously threatening that objective. You're getting a little low on health and mana, though.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to recall here. I mean, he's got the teleport, so he can still rejoin the team anytime. He will recall at the moment.
They've got to be super careful. They don't actually have a ward on the Baron right now, so they don't want to trade this out if possible, so that's why Wolf is heading up there just to take it. Oh, they do have a ward at the back of the pit, excuse me.
Cloud Drake for SKT.
Easy Cloud Drake, and now more time around the Baron. They can reset all of their wards into the top side. Winged is really looking for this one. He is in a dangerous place, though.
Looking to get himself killed. Wow, kick on to Faker. Misses the Q, though. And Winged, stunned, gets over the wall to the ward. So
wow, Winged actually got away with murder right there by getting the kick. It made SKT scared that there were going to be more people coming through the jungle and following that up, but perhaps a missed chance to get the kill on the Winged right there.
Got away with not being murdered.
Yeah, that's how it works, I guess.
The opposite. SKT putting a lot of pressure on near the Baron now. They can get a lot done with it if they're able to take it. And SKT can just kind of wait this one out.
Yep.
They're not in any hurry.
Just patience from SKT. They will eventually grind Jin down. There is no answer to Duke right at the moment in the split push. Neither Lysandra nor Echo will be able to deal with him.
Yep. Blank still playing with fire a little bit.
Meanwhile, need to get some of these pink wards down around the Baron so they can actually threaten it.
Maybe.
Take the blue buff first, though. Actually, not handed over to Faker. Blank just grabs it.
He needs to throw those spears, man.
Wow, he definitely could have given that over to Faker.
Yeah, it's probably better that Faker has it too, because you need that mana to keep the ult up and
it's
cast spells.
Blue buff is incredibly important to Anivia as a champion. To maintain her wave clear and also just to maximize your threat onto the Baron.
A little bit odd. And of course, the next dragon is the Elder Dragon. Here comes the teleport. Jin trying something funny here. SKT turning on to sweep right away. Duke came in from behind, hasn't used his teleport, just walked there. Kuzan tries to make a play. There's one for Pilot. They managed to take down Bang. SKT on the run now. How did they catch Bang?
Well, it was a teleport Doa from Kuzan right into the enemy jungle, and then he zipped straight into the back line to take Bang out of the fight. Bang didn't realize what was going on, got Lysandra ulted, and then focused by Pilot. So it didn't flash preemptively, still no sign of a QSS, which should be a necessity at this point. And Jin-Air's going to look at this Baron, maybe a little bit too risky here.
You know, there's so much poke coming out of SKTelecom, and there's already a lot of health lost by Jin-Air. Teleport brings Duke in. SKT gonna fight this 4v5, and Jin-Air knows they cannot handle this.
No, you can't get caught in the pit right there. Parallel Convergence, Trundle Pillar, Glacial Storm, you are not getting out of that pit. So they basically, SKT can just throw in a bunch of zoning tools and force you to tank Baron for forever.
Yeah.
And then you get low enough that they will be able to finish you off. So ambitious play there from Jin-Air, but even though they get that pick and they're able to kill Bang, they don't actually get anything out of it. It doesn't actually matter in any tangible way.
Yeah, and they used a teleport on Kuzan to do it.
It's probably not going to get better than what we just saw for Jin-Air unless SKTelecom gets caught out alone. One of their members, and they can get that pick, but as it stands, those team fights looking weak for the Jin-Air Green Wings.
Definitely are. SKT, though, still just being really patient. They don't want to take any chances they don't need to take. Wolf activating the Baron for just a little bit more damage on the wing. Then it's 1:20 until the Elder Dragon comes up. Winged a little bit caught here. Oh, dodges the spear. That was big. Baron started by Janair. It's desperation. They're just going for it. Faker down the bottom side. They saw that. They decided it was time. But even with Faker,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. SKT still has so much poke.
It's not just so much poke, though. It's so little tankiness.
That too.
Janair just gets chunked out super hard by the Baron, but they
Whoa.
may have found Duke. Nope, Duke too tanky, never mind. Working towards the GA right now. Faker just nonchalantly appearing in the bottom lane without TP at 35 minutes into this game, and there is really nothing Janair can do about it. They also have an Infernal Drake and a Mountain Drake. Under normal circumstances, this would be quite silly for Faker to be doing, but there's no shot at it for Janair still.
So Faker just pushes up that bot lane and then starts heading up to mid again. Exciting stuff. Well, 20 seconds now until the Elder Dragon.
Nobody's going to be rushing that one. It's all about the Baron.
Yep.
Do force Trace to appear on the bottom side. Kuzan can't be down there anymore, but Duke with the TP usage is confined to the Baron pit region right now. So SKTelecom has a limited timing window to work with. Trace always able just to walk right in. It looks like he just pruned that wave ever so gently, so it will be slow pushing back out towards SKTelecom before Trace decides to group up one more time.
We'll see what happens. This game has to break at some point. Something's got to give, and maybe that's a pick onto Trace. Curtain call activated. Duke going deep. Wolf running into. Faker there. Hasn't used that ghost just yet. They wall off Sweet, but they won't be able to make a pick out of it. Kuzan thinking of coming in. SKT sees it, though. Duke going to turn right onto the mid laner. Oh, gets knocked back by the Trundle. That's going to be a Zonia's forced out of that Lissandra. SKT still in a pretty good spot, but Duke a little bit caught, though. Caught out by Trace. Spears coming in from Blank over the wall are going to push Janair back. Both taking some hits, but still okay for the moment. So a bit of a stalemate at the end, but SKT does take control over the Baron area.
Not too many summoners used either. Neither team
Yeah.
truly committing to that engagement. This will give SKT some time to bounce back down towards that Elder Dragon. It looks like they're just going to go for it.
Oh, they're going to kill it pretty quick, too. Bang, Faker, and Wolf able to take this one down fast, and it looks like SKTelecom is going to be able to sneak an Elder Dragon. Janair not making any moves to go for that Baron. Wow.
Yeah, Anivia just does so much work early, but now there's only a minute and a half to work with, and they can't really push without the Baron buff here.
Sure.
Minion waves are not in a position to do that. Basically, everybody from SKT going to have to go back. Blank gets caught!
Whoops. And that's going to be a Baron for Janair. They're going to try to start it anyway.
Well, they can't really do it. The poke still is there, and the Elder Dragon buff is also there, so...
Whoa, flash engage onto Faker. He gets caught. He's going to get maybe taken down. There's the egg. There goes the egg. And Janair with a couple key picks to stay in this game for the moment.
In it, but because the Elder Dragon has already been picked up, they can't capitalize. So Janair, they're doing what their composition does well. The problem is that even with these long death timers in the late game, this is why this composition is so focused on the mid game, because it can't take objectives even with advantages, right? They're just afraid of actually committing. They're going to, well, we'll see if they go for it. Blank is still down for 10.
Desperation. They are going to go for it. Faker out of commission for a while. It is a 3v5. SKT, they have Bang and Duke. Not hitting that.
Kurt calls up.
Yeah, that's right. And
Baron
going to be taken by Janair. SKTelecom on the run. Kuzan tries to jump onto Duke, takes a lot of damage in return. Bang. So has that curtain call again. There goes the Taric ultimate. It's going to run out now. Duke snapping back with the Echo ult. They're going to slow down Sweet. Here comes Blank. Blank is back up. Faker just came up too, but he doesn't have teleport. They're going to keep chasing. They're going to try to punish Janair. There's a flash used. Curtain call hits Pilot. Pilot flashes away. Couple summoners down. Meanwhile, The bot lane tier 2 was taken before Faker could get to it, so Jinair still in this game.
Yeah, that was a result of Trace's slow push from earlier that he set up, so nicely done there. Jinair finally able to go ahead and take that objective in the 5 versus 3, finds a window, but there's not very much they can look to capitalize on. I mean, there's not going to be a Drake while this Baron buff is still up. The waves have already been pushed out and responded to. They're going to try for a TP play, though, and see if they get a pick onto Faker.
I think Faker's in big trouble here. He's hiding in the brush, trying to find a way to get out. He can flash over the wall, and he does it so that they don't even see him.
They're still looking for him.
Crafty bird. They don't know. They don't know where he went.
Nope, they are still looking for him. Wow.
Good timing.
Faker with the play. No wards in that brush, so manages to escape a sticky situation. And also just buy time. That's more time that was wasted with this Baron buff on. And Jinair wasn't pushing minions during that period. Not that they've got an excellent siege composition or anything either. As long as Faker is there at the turret, they should be able to clear it.
We will see. See if SKTelecom can find a fight that they like too.
Ward, parallel convergence. There, Trouble Miller. Good luck trying to siege. You are never going to be in range. So you auto attack that turret.
Unless they get some more picks. Wing was there. All right, curtain call used. Sweet taking some hits. Doing it again. Wing trying to come from inside. Kuzan, he goes in. Ults on the Bang. Bang gets out though. Stays healed up. There's the ult from Tarek for a little bit of invulnerability. Blank backs away. Faker still doing a lot of damage from the side. But here come the kills for SKT. That's a double already for Bang. And finally, SKTelecom seems to find the fight they were looking for. Sweet goes back in to try to equalize, but SKT is trading very favorably. They have not lost anyone yet, except for as soon as I say that, then Faker dies. Triple kill for Trace. He's going to turn it around somehow.
Pilot's
and Pilot
still
is
there.
still alive too. Whoa, Pilot going in. Duke trying to save his AD carry. He will, but he will sacrifice his life doing that.
Yeah, 3 for 4, and the Malzahar kiting. Trace manages to get the turnaround right there, and now maybe they can get an inhibitor.
I think they can.
Well, Trace is still pretty low, but there's no ult for Bang, no summoners for Bang either, so Pilot and Trace going to power on through here with that Baron buff.
Yeah, it should be an inhibitor. We'll see what damage. No, they'll get it. Yeah,
Yep.
they do. Okay.
Definitely going to get that inhibitor,
Yep.
pick it up, but that's one inhibitor for the Baron buff, and we're still very close in gold. Nice turnaround on the kiting, but Bang comes in at this, well, this is actually post when he got, oh, there's the engage coming in from Kuzan, ults himself, so Bang able to use his Yomus and kite back just a little bit. Kuzan trying to get that front line going with the Zhonya's Hourglass with the kill there. Bang doing great work on the flank. And here's where SKT just needed to stop, right? Duke is too low, comes in awkwardly, gets his GA proc. Faker in the front line, they weren't keeping track of the Malzahar ultimate. It is still available, and no one can get back right there. Malefic Visions kills Wolf, then it kills Blank. Goodbye. Then it goes on to Bang, but the front line pick up 2 with the ultimate means that triple kill goes through. So 2 low members, too many low members, I should say, with the Malefic Visions, and that is enough for Trace to clean that up. And SKTelecom, they really should have stopped after they got those first 2 kills because it started out as such a good engagement.
They need to be a little bit more careful.
Well, it's just greedy. You already got 2 kills for none, and they had a Baron buff. Just kill them a couple times, push out your waves, and wait for the next Baron. Now they have to deal with an inhibitor being down, which, you know, not the biggest deal, honestly, for them right now, but...
Well, they've got the wave clear, but you gotta hand it to Jinair. They may not win a lot of games, but they sure are good at making games long.
They don't even have the longest average game time in the league anymore.
I thought they retook it.
Well, I think they bounced back again.
Oh, they might.
No, they do. They still have it.
I was gonna say, and this is definitely gonna help.
It's not too much longer than the average right now, Doa. Usually clock in a little short of 42 minutes.
44 still feels long.
We will see another Baron in this game, one way or another.
Yep, and at 30 until the next one.
SKT just really has to focus on the poke and getting those kills. And Winged is caught out.
Yeah, takes a lot of damage. Bang, though. Trace comes in for the Malzahar ultimate. Blank can't save him. Now Wolf gets ulted by Kuzan. Another kill. And Jin Air just finding the picks when they need to find him.
And that's what the problem is. SKT can't be split up like that. That is the fault, because Jin Air has that single target CC and can efficiently take them out if there is no backup.
And Faker not going to be able to do much here. Blank trying to turn it around. He's going to end up barely surviving. Duke in trouble. There goes Faker. And that is going to be the game, I think. Duke snapping back with his ult, but Jin Air should be able to end it right here.
I don't know. It's a 3 versus 4, so I think SKT can hold on with this Anivia.
I suppose Faker did live.
Yeah, Faker managed to live through that, did flash back to the fountain, so it should be another hold here. I'm not even sure they're going to be able to take out this inhibitor. Yeah, they're going to have to back off. They don't want to be caught. Wolf is coming up in 5 seconds. The 4v4, a little bit too much to handle. But another great play from Trace. He's turning this one around. His ultimates have been useful, and there's still no QSSs on SKTelecom. That is the big factor. What is Blank doing?
He is being Blank. This is what Blank does.
Well, I tried to set it up, but Duke started channeling that ultimate. Still wasn't able to get in range of that one. And a little bit too late, so miscommunication there between the top lane and jungle, and now Jin Air has a real shot at this Baron again.
That is not what you want to have happen right before Baron if you're SKT.
Yeah, that was the worst thing that could have happened, really.
Yeah. Extra bad.
Where are the QSSs? Why would you not buy QSS against Lissandra and Malzahar?
I don't know. Baron gets started by Jin Air. They're being very careful about it, though. Duke pushing in, they can turn around on him. Kuzan does have the Lissandra ultimate up. Teleport coming in now for Trace. Gonna try to come in from behind, it looks like, in case he needs to. No, never mind, that was Kuzan. Baron taken, though, by Jin Air. They're gonna get 2 in a row.
Yeah, there's nothing that could have been done there. No way for SKT to meaningfully contest without the smite, so easily done by Jin Air this time. And wow, SKTelecom just getting picked off at the inopportune times in this game, but that was just an attempt at a recall delay so that SKTelecom could take the Baron, but so poorly executed by SKT.
It's been a rough day for Blank. This is game number 2. And things looked so much cleaner early on.
Yeah, it's confusing because SKT just doesn't need to be splitting up the way they're splitting up. Finally, Mercurial Scimitar, so Bang has that available to him now. It's an outright purchase. It just amazes me, Doa, that nobody got this before. When we've seen KT play against Malzahar, I've seen 5 QSSs on that.
Seems so obvious, right?
Yeah, second, third item is so valuable against Lissandra and Malzahar. QSS has been so late for SKT.
Not to mention, you do also have to be worried about the, Taric Dazzle, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
There's
cleanse there.
So much.
Elder Dragon is up again. SKT got the last one. Got it more or less for free.
This Lissandra build is so crazy, by the way. No Rod of Ages this time. It's a Luton's Echo. This is like the most bursty Lissandra build you can go for. Kuzan has opted into it. Does make him squishy. Does mean that he will pretty much always be ulting himself unless he happens to find somebody alone.
Yeah, well, he's got that, and he's got the Zonias, too, so he's in a pretty good spot to stay alive during fights. SKT thinking about rushing that Elder Drake. At least setting up a pick anyway.
Yeah, the inhibitor back up. But Jin Air still with the inside track onto that objective. SKT. Okay, you need to go back and defend your naked inhibitor now, SKTelecom. You can't actually take that Drake with Jin Air with the Baron.
Recalls coming in and then getting canceled. Only Bang and
We're gonna try for a
Wolf
flank.
actually going through. Yeah, Blank coming from the side, gonna throw those spears. They're still gonna lose their inhibitor, or are they? Wow, it's so low. Duke coming in, Pilot on the run already. Teleport from Trace. Oh, and he gets right onto Faker. Faker not able to do anything in that fight. He's an egg, and now he's scrambled eggs. Trace with another kill. SKT having to back off immediately. They've just looked so uncoordinated in the last half of this game.
Well, nobody's
Really
afraid of an Anivia flank, Doa. They split up their members. Faker used his wall early and actually just had Jin Air all 5 members on the side of the wall with him. So not much to be done in that situation, and now Jin Air closing in on this Nexus.
Yeah, gonna take the top inhibitor first. It's 4v5. SKTelecom getting engaged on Wolf and Duke right there. Kuzan ults himself. Blank getting out of it. Blank actually picks up 1 kill. There's 2. Duke grabs 1 as well. Jin Air may have overdone it a bit. Sweet. GA working on him. Pilot trying to save him. Looks like he's going to make it out.
Spear just a fraction too late to take out Sweet.
Ooh,
and he will dodge the second one, but they do get 2 inhibitors. TP's going to come in, though, Doa.
Yeah, that's right. Teleport bringing Duke to the fight, coming from behind. Going to probably jump right onto Sweet for that kill. No, goes on to Trace instead. Trace has the ultimate on the Malzahar, so they still need to be kind of careful here. Duke goes in again. Trace waits for it. Ults Wolf as he comes in on the Trundle. Blank over the wall, though. SKT trying to turn it around, and Wolf manages to live. Duke comes back with the GA. Blank's still there, but that's a kill for Pilot now. And SKT, I feel like it's just over pursue after over pursue from these teams.
Well, they're trying to fight back in this game, Doa, and find advantages where they can. They didn't get any more kills right there. Gave up 1 onto Blank, who had that Zhonya's Hourglass and flashed to try and escape a Pilot there underneath the wall. They are going to get a turret as the minion waves push through on the bottom side, but they've got to hold on for a little bit longer, and Jin Air has the opportunity here to go after the Elder Dragon.
This game is insane. Here comes SKT. And they don't have Blank.
It's insanely sloppy, is what it is.
Yeah. They're going for this Elder Dragon. Boy.
That is a 4 versus 5.
Yeah, I would not do that without the jungler, and they will not either. Okay.
Well, they also have to fade back and go for the super minions. So I think they're just going to have to
Now Jin Air's going to try it. Jin Air's going to try it, and SKT is going to let them have it. And keep in mind, Jin Air has an Infernal Drake and a Mountain Drake this game too, so this is going to be an especially strong buff for them.
I don't like that Jin Air just went for it immediately. They could have waited for the super minions, waited to start until right now with the recalls were guaranteed. So again, not the best objective play in this particular match, but they do get it. SKTelecom decides earlier on that they're not going to contest it at all. It looks like they want to save that power for the Baron. I think SKT realized that the Elder Dragon buff would be off by the time any Baron fight occurred. So as long as they can turtle out the Elder Dragon, then they may be able to fight on even footing around the Baron with their inhibitors closer to coming back up.
Meanwhile, Jin Air pushing towards the last inhibitor remaining. SKT coming to defend. Can they do it, though? Faker's been caught out so many times this game. You gotta wonder, you know, what would have happened if he would have had a QSS.
It just boggles the mind, right? Of course, this late in the game, it does sort of suck to have a QSS because then you're building Mercurial Scimitar on Anivia, and that not fun. Not a fun 6th item to have, but
well, it's better to do a little bit less damage than die and do no damage.
Exactly. There was a time before the 6-item builds came through where the QSS was high value.
Yeah. Still tough to siege for Jin Air, even with that Elder Dragon buff.
It's almost gone now too, so
that's
just a few more seconds on it. Should be.
Be gone fairly soon, I would think. SKT holding onto their base for the moment.
It's amazing that they're able to do this, but the siege is just so poor from Jin Air's composition. No way for them to really walk up onto a turret.
Both fairly even overall at the moment. At 99 to 96,000, it might as well be dead even. Everybody's got the items they've been looking for. On.
Yeah, if they can get these, inhibitors back up, SKTelecom effectively will be going back to even footing in this game, and they do, I feel, still have that late game team compositional advantage.
So much vision for Jin Air. They see everything SKT is
Why are they
doing.
starting this right now?
I don't know, man. They're being aggressive. Baron getting very low. Can SKT stop it? Baron does go over to Jin Air. They take it. They get the dazzle onto Duke. SKTelecom they don't seem to really know how they want to fight this.
Wow, that was so strange from Jinair that they would be waiting on that one. The inhibitors are coming back up right now.
They did it very quickly.
They did do it very quickly. They have that going for them, and they do have a flank from Kuzan. Gets hit by a Jin trap, though.
Yep, that's right. That's going to stop that engage for the moment.
Forced a ghost from Faker.
And SKT trying to defend their inhibitors again. Kuzan's going to take the top one, or at least going to do some damage to it anyway. He's able to get there in time.
Wow, they gave SKT a window to contest that Baron because there weren't minions in the base. So here we go. Inhibitors may be going down again, but can Jinair actually end this game?
SKT just holding on for dear life here. Pilot dodging that spear.
If you're SKT, you give up the inhibs.
Yeah, oh, Wink goes in, tries to kick out Bang, didn't get it though. Kuzan very low, he went for the engage too. SKT tries to turn around, Duke taken out nearly immediately though. And SKTelecom, I do not know if they can win this fight. It's gonna be tough.
Well, they don't have super minions in the base yet because they just had to re-kill the inhibitors, and they're still in Anivia, so they may be able to take 3 inhibs here, but I don't think Jinair can close on this push.
Oh, Kuzan can teleport back in after getting some of that health again. Call used, of course. Winged has to flash over the wall. One more. Oh, that spear was so close. Oh. SKT. So close to turning these fights around.
Problem is we've got another 30 seconds before the double wave even spawns, and Duke's going to be back up.
Yep. Well, we'll see if Jinair can close it. SKT holding on for dear life, and we've talked about how vital this 2-0 is for SKTelecom to have a chance at #1. Pilot just gets blown up. Still alive, though. And Jinair coming in. There goes one Nexus turret, going to get very, very low, and they're going to take it out. And this is it. Jinair trying to win this game right here, right now. Winged GA got popped.
Duke, 10 seconds.
Yep, that's right. Faker. Oh, Kuzan goes in, gets a kill on Bang immediately. SKTelecom gets obliterated, and that is it. 57 minutes. SKT's hopes of a 2-0 are shattered, and Jinair is back in this series.
Yeah, Jinair coming back.
Wow.
I was really surprising after the lackluster early game, but they got the necessary picks. They found SKTelecom separated on multiple occasions, took advantage of it, and SKTelecom really just having problems with grouping, but so much in that game had to break Jinair's way for them to take that win. Just multiple picks to lead to multiple Barons. And they managed to make it work, and especially that last play, Kuzan knew that the QSS and the Flash were down from Bang, so just gets into the back line and blows him up with basically a glass cannon Lissandra build.
Man, if you're SKTelecom and you want to win this season, that is not the kind of game you can afford to have.
Yeah, that was not good League of Legends, Noah. No way to say that. It wasn't impressive from either team, but Jinair still squeaks out with that victory. Trace actually did a lot in those late game team fights.
Yeah.
But again, just the builds. Where were the QSSs from SKT? That would have solved so many of their problems.
It does seem kind of ridiculous with all the hard CC on the side of Jinair that SKTelecom didn't really worry about it. It was a lot of cockiness, I think, from the side of SKT, and they've got punished really hard.
And props to Pilot, too. Talked about his underwhelming performance this season, but that game he stepped up, got the first blood in the 2v2, and kept applying the pressure to Bang and Wolf.
Yeah, 9-0 and 8, 57-minute game. I guess we'll be back.